Hello everyone, it is I MechLord, and today I am showcasing a rogue deck, Winged Dragon of Ra. So before I get into it, I want a quick recap of what a rogue deck is. A rogue deck is not just a deck that's not meta, that's not how it works. Like your Amazonas or Magnet Warrior decks are not rogue, they're just bad. A rogue deck is a deck that has a certain advantage over the decks of the current metagame, which make their matchup against them not complete garbage. Think of it this way. Abyss Actors have been considered rogue for a very long time because the deck is able, when it goes first, of activating the skill Seal Tombs, which does lock a lot of like graveyard-centric strategies out of their turn, which then makes it easy for Abyss Actors to clean them out on turn 3. So by definition, a rogue deck is a deck that has a trick up their sleeve in order to win games on a rather consistent basis against meta decks. That doesn't make them meta because they're still missing, I don't know, the consistency, the ceiling, or the ability to go second to face those decks. But it does mean that these decks are somewhat part of the metagame as potential counters that you might not expect. So what is Ra's specific counter? Well, there's a couple, actually. First of all, the deck does not care about Lancia, which is currently the most played land trap out there, and it doesn't care about Effect Veiler, which is probably the second most played land trap. You know, that's a deck that did have a crucial weakness in the form of DD Crow that is being removed from decks because it doesn't do as much against Phantom Knights, against Rokkets, against Blue Eyes, against Agent, etc. And with this change in the format, Ra is able to like sort of rise from the ashes. That's a phoenix metaphor for you. Second, it's very difficult for a lot of current meta decks to out Immortal Phoenix and Sphere Mode to a lesser extent. The fact that Immortal Phoenix is like unaffected by other card effect means that pretty much the only way of beating it is through battle, and the only deck that can like muster a big enough monster to beat it is Blue Eyes. Maybe Phantom Knights with Arc Rebellion. I'm not sure if the interaction works this way or not. And third, the deck has access to a floodgate of its own, which is the True Sun God, which prevents monsters other than Ra from attacking the turn they are special summoned. Which means that even if you do get rid of Sphere Mode and Immortal Phoenix, you still can attack this turn. You still can attack this turn. So all in all, it's a pretty consistent deck. It has access to back row and monster removal. You can play pretty much anything in lieu of the Forbidden Chalices. You just think it's neat. And then Darkspell Regeneration gives this deck an extra layer of interaction that can make it even harder for your opponent to close out games. So how about that? That's not like the greatest thing you can play in the current meta game, of course, but it is an option. So this is a pretty standard list. The only thing that changed is add a third copy of Millennium Revelation. Unfortunately, I only have 2. So I'm playing 2 spheres instead. The third Millennium Revelation is definitely going to take the place of the second sphere mode. And yeah, that's the deck. Now let's see how it performs. So this is a game in the World Championship qualifiers in which I'm playing Rockets. My opponent is on Ra. That's right. I am the one getting my ass handed to me. I'm the one on the meta deck. I'm going second. So we'll just see what my opponent does. They start by activating the skill, sending Ra to the graveyard in order to add the True Sun God, then activate it in order to add Millennium Revelation to their hand. They will then activate Millennium Revelation, using its effect to send it to the graveyard so that they can Monster Reborn rather they would send there this turn. They're not even like using the effect to add the Monster Reborn because they already opened it. How cool. So they're going to be able to revive the Winged Dragon of Ra and go on with the rest. I'm just going to show you the animation, but I don't have really much to say here. They're just reviving Winged Dragon of Ra. That's what's happening. Yep. Wow, what a cool guy. Winged Dragon of Ra has hit the field. They're going to activate the skill in order to retrieve the Monster Reborn and put it back into their hand. They're going to use the True Sun God, sending Immortal Phoenix and around their field in order to special the Immortal Phoenix from their graveyard. This is the standard Ra combo. If you've never played this deck before, this is what you're supposed to do. They're going to Immortal Phoenix, sending itself to the graveyard in end phase in order to special summon Sphere Mode in defense. So what I have to contend with is a sphere mode in defense and the true sun gun preventing me from attacking. I'm gonna go with my combo. I'm adding Artifact Lancia with my skill and sending Double Disruptor and Bullet Riot, which I'm then gonna use their graveyard effect in order to add Heavy Interlock and Bullet Riot specifically. I'm gonna normal Tracer, Quick Launch, Tracer, target the Quick Launch, so I can have 3 monsters on board, the Magna Rocket and the Exploder Rocket. I'm going to link the Rocket Tracer and the Exploder Rockets off in order to special Booster Dragon. Booster Dragon is then going to allow me... no, wait, first I'm going for the Heavy Interlock. I'm not going to skip ahead. Going for the Heavy Interlock here. There we go, I'm special summoning Bullet Riot Dragon. Then the Booster Dragon effect is going to allow me to target the Magna Rocket, which is going to respond and send the Rod to the graveyard. That would have been lethal on board, but unfortunately I forgot that I cannot attack the Sun because of the true Sun Guard. That's kind of annoying. Please note that I had gotten Levianier here. I would have been able to win. I would have been able to clear the true Sun Guard and the Sphere mode, but that did not happen. My opponent is gonna draw. I'm gonna activate Lancia because what the fuck else am I gonna do? They're gonna tribute all of my monsters to special summon Sphere mode. That's kind of annoying. And they're gonna set 1 and pass. I'm gonna use Bullet Riot Dragon to put the Explorer Rocket back in my hand, destroying the Sphere mode. Then I'm gonna add Levianier 1, Levianier 2. I am going to banish 3 in order to special summon the first Chaos Dragon Levianier. Pop that 2 cards. Unfortunately, the set was a Darkspell Regeneration, which I'm going to be able to use in the graveyard. I use my skill to get a Quad Ball Dragon on the field. That's exact lethal. But unfortunately, the Darkspell Regeneration with the Monster Reborn in hand means that they are going to be able to bring back the Winged Dragon of Ra, send one of the Chaos Dragon Levianiers to the graveyard, and then special summon the Egyptian God Phoenix. At this stage, can't really do anything. They're going to float into Sphere mode in end phase. But then they're just going to be able to clean me up, tributing the Sphere mode in order to special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra from their hand. Winged Dragon of Ra is going to wipe my board clean and then attack directly for 4,000. So all in all, I could have won this duel had my end been just a smidgen better. But I didn't. And I gotta respect that. So naturally, this deck has some pretty clearly identifiable weaknesses that I think keep it from being more popular in tournaments. This being said, it had gotten 2 recent top 32 tops, if I'm not mistaken. But this deck had like pretty clear choke points. The activation of these cards specifically can hinder the deck's progress, as well, of course, a well-timed DD Crow on either of the Winged Dragon of Ra's. It's a pretty good pick for ladder, where people are probably not playing DD Crow anymore, and not many people are playing MST because the only deck that really plays back row is Blue Eyes. I guess that's another weakness of the deck, that you can't reasonably go second with it. It's gonna be a bit hard to like play your deck against an established board. But again, that also depends on some of the matchups. Anyway, let me know what you think about this deck in specific, and do you have any other rogue, like, pocket strategies that have proven effective in this current WCQ? If so, let me know in the comments. Hope you liked the video, and I will see you all next time.